What is up? Had a wedding last night, guys. Holy bananas. I am hungover. I don't really drink, as you guys know, because that's all I talk about. I advocate weed over drinking. But I had a lot of both last night, and I'm feeling hung. It's funny. They had an open bar, beautiful wedding. One of my close friends from growing up, but at the bar, they had everything there, and obviously I just had to choose the White Claw. I was the only person I think probably at that wedding drinking White Claw straight out of a can. Had a couple of those. And then it was double vodka sodas all night. Even double vodkas straight initially just to start. It's like once you pop, the fun don't stop. Isn't that the Pringles thing that they say? That's like the commercial for Pringles I've seen. But like whenever I drink, I feel like it's at least 8 to 10 drinks. Just because like if I'm going to drink, I might as well do it, right? What's up, guys? How's it going? Ted Jones World podcast here. A few things going on in the world. And in terms of the Ted Jones vlog, check out the most recent episode that we just put out on Friday, An Eventful Day in My Life. Part 2 will be coming out tomorrow as a continuation of Yom Kippur, which is the Jewish New Year, if you don't know or you're not familiar. Rocking new merch if you're watching here on YouTube. And I've had too many people ask me why there is a world map behind the couch here. It's because it's Ted Jones World, you guys get it. October shows are all set. Check the link in my Instagram bio or this YouTube description. I'll put all the dates here in the bio. We have a show October 1st, October 4th, October 18th, and then October 30th. Guys, I can't wait. The lineup is almost fully set for all of them. We'll be posting it soon, but check that link out, and you guys gotta make it to a show. Britney Spears getting married right after her conservatorship ended by her father, or like her father apparently wanted out, but I think that was just because of the backlash that he had originally caused in this ruckus form. Getting married, and we were talking about prenups last episode that I was on here. I was actually talking about it. Who was I talking about it with? One of the previous guests on an episode. But what do you guys think about prenups? I think in a situation like this, Brittany's got to sign one, especially with everything going on in her life on the other side. She knows what it's like to not have control over her cash money. So you got to get a prenup, just in general. I'd say that like once people are together, then maybe you split the money that they make, where you two make when you're together. But besides that, I don't think that any other money should be shared, right? Like the money you made before meeting the person, you should theoretically be able to keep, or you should keep in terms of a prenup. And any family money that you have, you should be entitled to also, right? It's crazy how divorces have really made so many people, I don't want to say broke, but have really financially screwed them up. Like having someone take half of your shit, and then with all the lawyer fees and then taxes and all that crap, seems like a lot. I don't know. I mean, in terms of this wedding last night, I think the bride and the groom will be very happy for the rest of their lives. But in general, it just got me thinking about prenups. Are more people, as society moves forward, not getting married on paper? I don't know. I've heard of that. And I haven't really been to too many weddings in like the past 3 years. I think I've been to probably like 3.5 years. I've been to 2 weddings. I remember when there was like a bar mitzvah every weekend. I haven't really had that in terms of wedding, but wore a suit last night. I'm never a suit guy. I can't even do my tie. So like when I'm wearing a blazer and one of those dress shirts, I got to pop that collar open, leave a little chest hair out, just because it's difficult for me to tie a tie. Even looking on YouTube, it's still hard. I don't know. I can't fully figure it out. It's not just like a traditional knot, if you guys are thinking, or like maybe ladies who don't know how to tie a tie either. Well, I'm in the same boat. It's not just like tying your shoe, I wish it was something like, oh, you never forget tying a tie. It's like riding your bike, tying your shoe. Like, no, tying your tie is like a full skill, especially if you know how to do multiple knots. For you guys who are not familiar, there are many knots on a tie. There's not just like one specific knot that you can do. You got the double Windsor. I'm gonna check this out. Tie ways. There's just like so many ways to actually do it. There's 18 ways to wear a necktie. Oh my God. Okay. 4 in hand knot, half Windsor knot, full Windsor knot, Nicky knot, bow tie knot, Kelvin knot, Oriental knot, Pratt knot, St. Andrew knot, Balthus knot, Hanover knot. There's no way everybody can do this. 12 is Plattsburgh knot, Grantchester knot, Victoria knot, Cafe knot, Eldridge knot, Trinity knot, and a Christensen knot. There's absolutely no way that somebody knows how to do all 18 of these. If you guys do know how to do all 18 of these, or you know someone who knows how to do all 18 of these, love to have you on the podcast or in a vlog or something. Teach me how to do this. And it's funny, they have all 18 ways here how to do it. But I feel like a lot of them kind of look the same. You know what I mean? Like a half Windsor knot doesn't look much different from a full Windsor knot, even though that sounds probably contradictory since it's half and full. But 4-in-hand knot, in my opinion, looks like a half Windsor knot. So not all of these are that different from each other. I mean, what I'm seeing here, you guys can check it out. It's on businessinsider.com. 18 ways to wear a necktie chart. This is crazy. The Plattsburgh knot is fresh. I wonder what you guys like mainly do. I remember when I used to go to these real estate events with my dad back when I worked for him, I had to always throw on a tie. And that was one of the worst. You know, when you like aren't really so fired up about the job that you're doing, and then also you have to wear something that you don't want to wear. That's like a double awful. That was honestly probably one of the few good reasons. I don't want to say if it's a good reason, but one of the few reasons that I just really didn't like working there, and I ultimately stopped working there. Sounds crazy, right? But I just never wanted to wear a blazer or a tie, something like that. Like wearing khaki pants was the worst. They're so uncomfortable. I was always a jeans guy, and as time went on, you know, year 3.5, year 4 in the office, I kind of just made my style very plain, which is nice. I'd wear a dark gray shirt with jeans, maybe some nice shoes, and I could get away with that. But anytime I was going to a real estate event, everybody's just wearing suits, and it's nice to wear suits. Sure, you feel great when you wear a suit, but I just think every day and wearing a suit when you don't want to wear a suit is not fun. Like, yeah, if somebody wants to dress me up and put me in a very nice suit and make me look nice, that's great. I'll do that. But just waking up and putting on a suit is not for me. How do you guys feel about that? I mean, you definitely look your best when you're in a suit, I would think, or maybe on the beach in a bathing suit. But guys, terrific night last night. Thank you for having me. I was watching American Greed. You guys ever watch this show? That's one of the shows that is like sneakily very good. You can watch a ton of episodes. I think it's just because as humans, or I'll speak for myself here, we just love Devious Ways in other humans when it doesn't relate to us. You know, like everybody's so into this case with this missing girl and her boyfriend. This girl, Gabby Petito, you know what I'm talking about. Everybody's just so involved in it. And now the boyfriend has gone missing and he hasn't been around for 5 days. I wonder if he committed suicide. Just people love, I don't know, horrific stuff. Kind of people draws a lot of people's attention, you know? I hate to say that people want to see that, but I don't know, we're just attracted to it. Like American Greed has episodes of people cheating the IRS, murders, fraud, whatever it may be, but just people doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing. And when people see that, I don't know, they like it. You know, like, why do you think the mafia was so respected back in the day? Like, even legitimate famous people or governors or people in government or office, rather, would hang around mobsters. Guys, Sunday today, what are you doing? You guys watching a little foosball? I'm violently hungover. Slept for like 8.5 hours, which is more than I typically do. As you guys know, I'm up at 4:40 Monday through Friday, you know, getting after it. But when you don't really drink, and especially on an empty stomach, there wasn't too many vegan options last night, which is all good. But I didn't really eat much at all. So it's just really alcohol in my stomach. And then beforehand, I didn't really eat so much, just chickpeas out of the can and fruit, my usual meal. There were so many girls last night who I haven't seen in years, just because I haven't seen them since whatever it is, high school, maybe a few years back, since like when we were in college. All the ladies look good. All of you ladies look good last night. It was a great event, Jewish wedding. I was one of the guys with the chair, you know, in the middle. So I got a good front delt workout, which I'm fired up about. Imagine today, actually, rather. Today's shoulder day, guys, so we're going after it. with the shoulder. So it was a good warm up. I do want to touch on this situation with Nicki Minaj. I guess we're calling it Ballgate. Nicki Minaj says that like her cousin's friend got swollen testicles from the COVID vaccine, and now it's like making headlines, and the CDC and the White House is talking about how that's not true. So it's crazy how much of an influence a star like this can have, just saying something that potentially is not true at all. And now everybody's just like, see, I told you there was something messed up with that vaccine. But I'm pretty sure, guys, that I had Delta. It's crazy that I did get tested for it and nothing, I didn't, no positive results or anything, but I was so sick for 9 days, like some of the sickest I've ever been in my life. And I didn't even test positive for COVID. I mean, obviously that there are other sicknesses in the world, maybe it was just the flu, but it wasn't COVID. And I can imagine if I were to have had COVID, it would have been just as bad as that. So I don't wish that on anyone. And if you haven't gotten the vaccine already, I think you should, because it's just not worth it to get that sick. Like you guys see Chris Rock tested positive for COVID, and he spoke out and he was like, trust me, you don't want this. And also when I was sick, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. It was awful. Lost like 10 pounds in 9 days. And I just felt so weak, shivering, sweating, getting cold again, fever. My body was so hot. Might have been excreting a little blood too. I don't know what that was from, but that was for a few days. And like, it's just crazy that COVID makes you that sick and people just don't want to take the vaccine. I mean, I guess I understand kind of, but were people this against taking the flu vaccine? You know what I mean? Taking the flu shot. I've never really heard people be against the flu shot before. Some people just don't get the flu shot. You know what I mean? But I've never heard of people speaking out against the flu shot. Maybe it's just because it hasn't been forced on society, like the COVID vaccine has. But flu shots or any type of real shots, like when people get a tetanus shot or something like that, I think that this has to be the most backlash against a shot in a very long time, right? I mean, people were taking the smallpox vaccine. Well, yeah, was there that much backlash against the smallpox vaccine? I said, way back in the day? I don't know. I'll read this little bit here. The British government got involved in vaccination by passing a law in 1840 that provided free smallpox vaccinations to the poor, but later efforts didn't go over so well. An 1853 law required all infants to be vaccinated for the first 3 months of life and threatened parents who didn't vaccinate their children with a fine or imprisonment. Riots soon broke out in several towns in London. An anti-vaccination league was founded in 1867 after the law was extended to children of age 14. The league was founded. Okay, so there definitely was previous thoughts of people not being so confident with vaccines. But the thing was, this did get rid of smallpox. I guess I can understand that people don't want somebody who's ultimately just a random person injecting you with a foreign substance, and you've heard that it's gone wrong before, or there's been breakthrough cases. But in a lot of these cases, I think you ultimately end up fine, right? I was at a wedding with 250 people last night. We were all on the dance floor like sardines. It was back to normal. Everybody got rapid tested, or PCR or rapid tested before, and you weren't even allowed at the wedding unless you were vaccinated. This is the new wave of the future, guys. It's going to be very difficult, I think, to move about life without a COVID vaccine. Also, you're not fully safe until you get COVID, right? It's not like you're just not going to get it. You have to be super diligent about not getting it. And also 3 months, I said this on a number of episodes ago, but 3 months into the pandemic, if there was a vaccine that was made, obviously that'd be an extraordinarily quick amount of time, I mean, between 3 months and getting an actual vaccination. People would have taken it right away. I never have my phone on during this pod, obviously, but somebody just texted me, my wiener is now 2.5 inches bigger from this. I can control when I finish easy. And there's a link, disturbprize.com. I want to click on the link so bad, but I feel like it's going to give my phone a virus if I click on this link, right? That's an insane text. I have no idea what that even means. Does anybody else's DMs just look insane from crypto people trying to take money from me? It's the past week I've gotten over 20, 4 of which that says, hey, saw you're into NFTs and basketball. Hey, sorry you're into NFTs. Me too. Hey, saw you like crypto. We should talk. Hello, are you interested in cryptocurrency or just some of them? I have no idea why. Maybe it's because I'm liking posts that have to do with crypto and they are tracking me. Hello, friend. Hey, we're trying to contact you. Hello. Star. Hi. Crazy DMs, guys, but let's get to a listener email. Here we have Carlos from the Bronx. Carlos writes in, he says, hey, Ted, where do you go to get vegan food? Can I find a good amount at my local grocery store? Carlos, good question. I'd say that in thinking about vegan foods, you really have to focus on whole foods in general just to feel the best. You know, you can have a Beyond Burger here and there, a vegan burrito. Maybe you go to Chipotle, put some sofritas in there, which is the tofu, as your protein. Get some vegetable as well. But go to your local vegetable stand, farmer's market, fruit stand. Get some cans of chickpeas, some beans, vegan cheese. There's a lot of ways to do it now, guys. Our options are not really so limited when you can go to the grocery store and pick out a lot of treats. There's also a lot of vegan restaurants that are opening, and it's a lot easier to find protein, okay? People ask me where I get my protein. Everywhere besides meat. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy a good meal with rice and beans. Sorry guys if I keep stretching this episode. I'm just trying to stretch off the hangover. My hangover is actually not so bad, but it was funny. I got a coffee this morning, and like on my walk back to the studio here, I saw this lady kind of sitting on a ledge on the side of the street, and I was like, that's a good idea. So I basically was sitting on the ground, sitting on a ledge. They need more benches in the city. I remember back in the day, they had way more benches. Am I tripping with that? The only place you can really find benches are in the park. I mean, I guess maybe it would get crowded if there were benches on the street, but occasionally I feel like we got to see a bench on the street. Why not? We got to see more porta potties on the street or more ways for people to pee on the street or do number 2, whatever. That's for sure. I already sent the message to the mayor on Instagram. I was like, dude, we got to figure this out. Because the only place you can go pee, go number 1 or number 2 or do whatever you got to do in there is at Starbucks, right? Or Dunkin' Donuts. Where else can you go? Chipotle does. I mean, all of them don't have restrooms. That's for sure. Not the ones in Manhattan that I'm aware of. Maybe some of them do. But where do you pee? You know what I mean? Like, I'm out for maybe 3 hours at a time when I'm not inside a building where I would be able to pee. But other than that, like, if I have to pee, where are we supposed to go? Like behind a tree or something in a park? And then we get in trouble. We get tickets for peeing on the street. I never have personally. Public urination, I suppose. But like outside the bar at college, people would just be peeing all over the place, all in the woods. And it's fine, right? It's better for the environment to pee in the woods. Instead of waiting online for 30 minutes, you just pee in the woods. It's better. It saves water anyway, guys. Carlos, getting back to eating vegan foods, I don't know if I really explained myself. What's my favorite vegan dish? Simple vegan cheap dish that you ask? It's not even really a dish. Okay, I'm going to say it again, as I always say it. I put chickpeas in a bowl, drench it in hot sauce, and that's one of my favorite meals. We have Jamaican Choice, scorpion pepper hot sauce here, unopened. Have the Carolina Reaper and Ghost Pepper sauces in the refrigerator, but you just dabble that on. You can't put too much of that on. You will die. Your face will be on fire. If you have any on your hands and then you touch your skin down below, you touch your wiener or whatever, you're gonna freaking burn. Be careful with that. You touch your eyes, forget about it. Carlos, also, you can shoot me a DM and we can chat about it, man. I love helping people who are looking to switch from eating meat probably every day to not eating meat at all. It all starts with the little moves, guys. Like, I used to eat chicken almost every single day for lunch. It was either in a salad, on a plate, or in a sandwich, So switching out that chicken made me kind of switch my mindset. I didn't really have cheese every day, but I definitely ate a lot of cheese, had eggs. So the bacon, egg, and cheese was tough for me to stop eating. But once I stopped, I felt so much better. A lot of vegan foods have protein in it subtly. It's something like a rice, super filling, nutritional yeast, which is like a little kind of cheesy egg-ish flavor. Fruits, vegetables, leafy greens. You guys are going to feel so much better when you just implement that in your diet. Focus on eating a spinach, a kale. Salads are always great with the nuts, and you guys will find your liking. Trust me, you'll find a vegan cheese that is just right for you. I don't really have cheese in my refrigerator all the time, but when I do see vegan cheese around, I'll definitely throw it on a boiga. No doubt. I guess we'll wrap it up here with a little political news. Manny Pacquiao, you guys remember this guy, the boxer? He's running for the president of the Philippines, which is fresh. I think like being a president could be a fun job if it's ultimately not too stressful. But it looks like it would be stressful. Like you guys remember seeing Obama in the beginning of his 8-year term, and then at the end, I think they had a meme on that. His hair was fully like black and then it turned gray. But that also could have just been because he was aging. I look like a full Democratic candidate last night at the Democratic National Convention with my royal blue tie. It was a good look, I think. And then when I said that, I was like, I look like a Democrat. People were like, you're not? I was like, chill. Do we have to talk about politics right now? Last night was a black tie. And it's funny, at black tie events, I feel like not everybody really wears a black tie. Hence, while I didn't even really wear a black tie, I also would have had to rent a tuxedo, which I ain't doing because everyone just sweats bulls in those, I was going to say casinos. Yep, casinos and tuxedos. So, like, how can you really dry clean all that sweat? Like that nasty dance floor sweat with your skin cells all over the place. Ugh, just not for me. But the suit was for me. Guys, Ted Jones World Podcast here. Check out part 2 of an eventful day in my life on the Ted Jones World YouTube channel tomorrow. Okay. Thank you for listening. Peace.